Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Discipline Therapy Podcast. I'm your host, DL Discipline. Alongside me is Suhey Sotomayor. Yeah, it's going to be a great topic today. I'm happy.
I don't know, man. When you have that smile, it makes me nervous.
I'm happy.
When you're happy, it makes me nervous.
I was happy last week. You know what I'm saying? Like, it may have been intense, but people don't know me. They don't get my personality. They're like, oh my God, like he probably like hate speech or whatnot. No, not at all. Like, if I seem intense, like
it's passion.
It's passion. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love what I do. Outside of here,
totally tell.
Outside of here, my lifestyle and this.
Everything.
Yeah, I love everything I do. And
everyone should have that thought. I love my life. I love what I do.
Yeah,
that's
I
awesome.
do it very well too.
Good for you.
So we had a guest caller. She didn't feel. She was a little nervous.
Okay.
Didn't feel like she was gonna bring like valuable things to the table.
Okay.
She used the word she's not that smart. She said, I don't want to sound dumb.
Oh, okay.
And the way I broke it down was, listen, we don't do debates on here, and we don't really have dialogue. It's mainly perspective. You really have no reason to say that you don't want to sound dumb, because I'm sure you have an opinion about everything going on in the world, dating and whatnot. So if I break down certain terms and define them, it will help you have an opinion about it. So it kept going. I was like, all right, cool. Good luck. Take care.
Yeah.
Bam. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know y'all back because y'all are fiends. And you know that fiends always come back for their dose. And we are here to serve you your dose weekly of Discipline Therapy, where not everything is completely free, as we're on Patreon for a plethora of exclusive content for you to see. But what is free is judgment-free, sucker-free, censor-free, sensitive-free. Yeah, leave your feelings at the door. And some liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, popcorn, and my favorite roll of blunt. But make sure the children are in bed. Why? Because we have that soul food, and sometimes vocal conversation prepare your mind to be fed light. One up, inhale life, and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast.
We're here. Nice.
All right, cool.
All right.
What's nice about it?
It's nice the way you say it. Nice and even flow. Jeez. It's a compliment, sir.
Weird.
It's a weird compliment? Jeez, a compliment de hombre. All right, we got season 16, episode 171. But before we do that, we want to give a big shout out to Joe at where?
Center
Stage Music Studio in Belmore. Also, links are in the description on how to become part of our Patreon family and subscribe for exclusive content. We have bloopers, behind the scenes, EL Discipline solo lectures of Discipline Therapy Talk. His BDSM content, erotica posts, and writings by Mr. Discipline. We also upload all his masterclasses and workshops. Full video are on there. Some of the collaboration shows that we have pertaining to much more sensitive topics such as sexual abuse, rape, domestic violence, transgender issues, children abductions, conspiracy theories, government conspiracy theories, and much, much more with myself and Mr. EL Discipline. Once again, to become part of our Patreon family, it's patreon.com/the Discipline Therapy Podcast. And that's it. We also, why do we start out with we also? Mr. EL Discipline has 7 published books. One of them will capture your fancy. They're available for purchase on Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com. We have for electronic versions as well, Kindle, Nook, and much more. Once again, the links are in the description and the video. Also, for our online store merch, you can go to disciplinetherapy.launchcart.store/shop. We have new gear that hits every month. Just go on there. And sometimes we even have promo codes, so check it out. We're also on Spotify, Apple iTunes, Deezer, CastBox, iHeartRadio, Google. What other ones?
Deezer, you said?
I said Deezer.
Amazon Music.
I did not say that. See, we're on a bunch of other stuff. So, what's the difference between a feminist, male or female, shaming men for not being men, and a traditional person, male or female, shaming men for not being real men? All right. That's a very good question, Mr. Discipline. You always have these really good topics, ideas.
Yeah, I think that what I do is I'm very observant, like as you know, and I have a really good memory.
Yes.
So when based off like past experiences, or let's say it's new women I started dating, like I get ideas. It could be
Like from
a
conversations and stuff?
corporation,
Oh.
like stuff that I've experienced, whether it was unfair treatment or it benefited me, or stuff going on in the world, stuff I've seen in film, stuff I've seen in Hollywood.
Something clicks in your mind and you're like, oh, great.
And I retain the information. I'm like a computer.
That's so true.
So, the great thing about it is like we were able to do 16 seasons, and there's like 100 different topics.
I know. It's crazy.
Because like evolution, right? Going out into the world, you're experiencing new things every day. Even a baby, even a child is teaching you something new. So I'm retaining all that.
Yeah.
Constantly learning, constantly striving to learn and achieve more and stuff of that nature.
To be better.
I pick up on these things, and then like I just start thinking like I'm an analytical thinker. Like I'm a thinker. I'm more of a thinker than a talker.
Wow.
So I'm always thinking about things, scenarios, maybe hypotheticals. But I'm very realistic. Like I don't live in a fairy tale world. Very black and white. So we're gonna get into it.
Okay.
So once again, just so they don't forget, because they might have, what's the difference between a feminist, male or female, shaming men for not being men, and a traditional person, male or female, shaming men for not being real men? So you could go first.
Okay. Wait. What's the difference? Answer that question. What's the difference?
Answer that question, then we'll get into the bullets. So that's what we always try to do.
Yeah.
Answer the question, then we get into the bullet. I already know my answer. I already know my answer.
I think that
I could just look at it and just be like, I know.
I gotta write it down and forget. I think that the difference is when a traditional person shames a man for not being a real man, I would take that more to heart, because they're traditionals in the sense that a traditional person lives that type of lifestyle where they believe in, what's the word that you always say? Not sexual. Like a woman's role is this, a man's role is that. There's a
gender
word.
roles.
Yeah, so gender roles. They believe in that stuff. So I feel like when a traditional person, male or female, calls out a man for not behaving like a real man should, they're telling you, something true. You're lacking something because you're not doing it. Now, if a feminist does it, male or female, I feel like it's they're doing it from a more selfish kind of a point. Like they're shaming you because you're not doing something that in their mind is the way a man should be. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't mean. I mean, it's in the name. You're a feminist. You are will pull more or go more for the feminine equality or whatever, however you want to say it.
Yeah, they're liberal.
Eso. But a traditional person, I would take more to heart because they live more that traditional life. They have the roles, and that's what I think.
So the difference with me is subjective. That's the difference. All right, ladies and gentlemen, show's done. That's it.
Yeah, right.
Nah, ain't no two-pump chump.
You need to.
I'm going to give them some stamina. They going to get to work. So, what happened? Oh, okay. So, the difference between it's subjective, because the feminist female, feminist male, traditional female, both look at men and real men different.
Yeah.
Remember, there's emphasis, right? I didn't say feminist shaming for not being a real man. We only say that with the traditional part. So there's different. So that's why it's subjective. That's the difference. So the feminist male and female see a man differently than the traditional male and female. That's the difference. So what is it really like? Let's get really into the nook and cranny and all the nuances. Because it is subjective, the male or female feminists it's all subjective for them. Will say that being a man is accepting equality. Remember I said it's subjective? Is allowing your woman to have equal decision making. It's if she gets on one knee and proposes, that's okay. That you a man because you can let your woman take that role and be dominant, because that's what a man can do, because that's what a leader could do. You see? It's kind of like feminist male to me. So the traditional man and woman saw something growing up, and it's embedded in their subconscious since they were a child to as they are an adult. So they believe like a real man, because it's old school. Nowadays, we don't say real men so we don't offend people.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's real men for the traditional, because traditional is an old school thing. Yeah. So for them, they look at a real man is stepping in, it's being decisive, it's leadership, it's accountability, it's also setting the temperament in the dynamic of, I'm not just gonna hold myself accountable, I expect you to, and if you don't, then I will. There's a leadership there. It's not equal, like it's a hierarchy. The traditional man or woman most likely is more conservative and believes in a hierarchy. So he believes in there in a power above me, like God or something, or spiritual ancestors. The feminist male or female, it's not common.
That's true.
It's not common that they believe in a hierarchy. Remember equality and all this stuff. Probably God is not present. Very rare. Very rare. It's like it's like fucking living two lives. You can't do it for too long. You can't. Straddling both sides of the fence. Can't do it for too long. It's not realistic. So that's what I believe the difference is. It's how they view it. So most traditional women won't shame men for not being real men, because most likely they have one. And if they don't have one and they're out there seeking, or men are approaching them, they're not going to say that, because remember, energy's infectious. You gravitate what you want. The law of attraction. Yeah. You are a magnet. You know what I'm saying? For your emotions, feelings, and words. You gravitate for what you want. The traditional woman dresses a certain way that real men like. So dudes that are feminists or like not doing the right thing, like hoes, they're gonna look at her as boring. I'm not gonna wife that. She's probably not good in bed. I ain't a teacher.
Or too much of a challenge, because she's not easy.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the traditional woman is more submissive. You know what I'm saying? And the traditional man is more dominant. So even before they say I'm traditional, like you could see that, because there's a way you dress, there's a way you speak, there's a way you act, your activities, places you go, places you don't go, your mindset.
People you interact with.
Yeah, and your group of friends. Like me, none of my friends are scammers. None of my friends are pedophiles. None of my friends are rapists. None of my friends and family don't take care of their kids. All this shit is facts. Like, I don't associate with them. So all of that plays a factor in how you are and what you're gonna receive. So the same thing with the traditional woman. She don't have whole friends. That's crazy.
Unless she's trying to save them, which that is in a woman's, it's in a woman to want to save.
No,
people.
she wouldn't even be there too long. She would be vicious with her words. Like, she respect the man, but with the women, she gonna be vicious. She gonna eviscerate them verbally. She'll never do that to a man or her man. But for the women, she'll be like, you're a hoochie. You're this. You're doing this out here. She's gonna shame her for accountability. That's what the traditional woman will do. You know what I'm saying? So she's not gonna stay there too long, especially if they're not adjusting. Even if we went to high school together 20 years or whatever, we gonna fall far apart if you don't change like me. We not. That shit don't work. You know what I'm saying? It's eventually like y'all just gonna like break apart, or it's just fake. It's really, really fake. Like, I don't care what people are saying. Oh, well, differences can be this and they could still be friends. Okay, I'm technical. Y'all acquaintances, not friends. Because why would I be with a dude that don't keep his word? That mean I don't trust him. Dude, let me give you 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Throw this in, whatever it is. If he ain't with word and don't have integrity, how I know he ain't gonna pocket that? And I'm never gonna see him again. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't work. Y'all really not friends. Y'all more acquaintances. So yes, people that have a lot of differences can coincide with one another, but or be business people. You know what I'm saying? Acquaintances, colleagues, it's the same thing. But y'all can't really be friends or family if y'all don't have the same mindset, principles, values, and stuff like that. It don't work, because that's a relationship too.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So at some point, like, you can't be friends with a woman or a man if you're traditional and not hold them accountable. Why are you doing that for? Is it for clout? Like, if you don't believe in a lot of what he preaches and how he is, why are you associated with him? You're questionable. You're questionable. Same thing with the woman who's traditional. She's questionable. So they view it different. It's subjective. That's the difference, I believe. Is a man less of a man if he's not handy? Is the woman less of a woman if she can't cook a meal from scratch?
I don't think so. On both. I mean, there's just some people that are not, athletic. It doesn't mean that they're less of a man or a woman. And I know plenty of women who are very, womanly. They're just not the best cooks.
So technically speaking, I believe you're right.
Oh.
Because technically speaking, the genital organ, come on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, that clearly looks like a man. That clearly looks like a woman. Technically, biological standpoint, mindset. But now let's get into the other perspective, right? With the globe, there's different parts of it. So I'm going to get into the different parts of the globe. So technically, no, if a man is less handy, it doesn't make him less of a man. If a woman can't cook from a meal from scratch, it doesn't make her less of a woman, technically. But for what I believe, yeah, it does. It does, because you're learning those things from the prior generation. So if I saw my dad and I said, that's a man, he was doing things that I learned now. If I was with the coach and I'm like, that's a man, he's doing things that I'm doing now, versus the coach taking estrogen pills. Okay, guys, let's go. No push. What? Your voice changed, bro. Holy shit. You want us to be doing this while we running? We're not doing push-ups no more. We're not doing sprawling and shit like that. Wrestling too. Like, wait a minute. Like, whoa. We're not lifting. You know what I'm saying? If these things constitute a man, definitely not. It makes him less of a man. Yeah, I believe. Because it's like, it goes back to gender roles. So I'm looking at two perspectives. Technically, it doesn't make him less of a man. Gender roles mentality, it does.
Okay. You're
telling me if I'm looking at a couple And I'm like, so wait a minute. He did most of the cooking and you didn't? You felt comfortable with that? I'm going to look at, oh, they're switching roles. Because instinctively, I'm looking at what was the woman doing first? Ancestral. Instinctively, I'm looking at what was the man doing first? Ancestral. Wasn't dudes building cars? Wasn't dudes handy with the toolbox? Or is equal or women doing that? You know what I'm saying? Wasn't men taking the spear and going out and hunting in the caveman era? Women were gathering and stuff. Like, wasn't that the thing?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm going to look at it. I'm going to look at it as gender roles. So it's weird to me if I see it. I'm looking at it like she's out of her nature. Why was she like? I've had a woman that it was a submissive that used to come over, and if I had the broom, she would ask me to do that. If I had the sponge and, cleaning the dishes, she would ask me to do that because it didn't sit well with her, just like it wouldn't sit well with me if she had the drill. Girl, what are you doing? Oh, I always do this. You don't ever have to do that again because now you're in a relationship. It wouldn't sit well with me to have her bring in the heavy groceries while I sit down like a housewife changing the channel. Oh, she's a strong, independent woman. She got it. Like, how are you okay with that? Gender roles. So my perspective is weird. You are less of a man. In my perspective, you are less of a woman if you can't do that because you're not diving into your DNA. And you feel comfortable doing that. That's very, very strange to me. That's kind of like male feminists and female feminists. Equality, that's strange to me. Like, for you to allow your man to do all the stuff that you believe you should be doing, for you to allow your woman to do the stuff that you believe you should be doing as a man. You know?
Okay. Do you think men get satisfaction from serving women or leading women? And do women get satisfaction from serving men or being independent? Oh, I got to go in for this one, I think. So I think, for the first part, I think serving, because I consider protecting and providing a service. And I think that when the different genders service, well, that sounds awful, but when they're servicing, that doesn't sound good either. They bring something different.
Like
so,
catering, or maybe like you said in the last show, providing for each other.
Right. So, but they bring something different. So a man's service to his family is providing and protecting. A woman's service to her family is, like you said in earlier, nurturing, making sure that, everything is good in the household, everything's running smoothly. Is two different things. And I feel like, I think women who are independent, it's hold on, I wrote it down. I think a woman who's independent likes that aspect of not having to ask others for help. You know what I mean? She could not to ask for help, but when they're independent, it's because they are put in, I guess, into that situation. Well, from my experience.
This goes back how I'm going to think of gender roles.
Mm-hmm.
So before I get into my perspective, elaborate further on how the man would serve the woman.
No, by providing and protecting. He's serving his family in that way. He's providing for them, and he's protecting them, and he's leading them. So I know that you had it broken up into two, but the way I see it, all those things are a service, right? They are a service that a man provides for his family. But that's how I saw it.
Okay. So, I mean, when I think of service, I'm thinking of like business. Like you pay somebody for a service, they see a authoritative figure. Like, yo,
I see that too.
I'm hiring you to be models on the cover of my book, even though I never paid models to be on the cover of my book.
Right.
And you could ask them if you think I'm lying. Only one, because she was coming from, I think, Connecticut or something like that. So I paid gas. Here's gas. Here's gas. Thank you. But if it's like you're paying somebody for a service, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I kind of look at it on a business perspective. So I believe that men get satisfaction from leading women. because they're in their role. A lot of men are not happy today, and they could disagree with me. This is perspective again. A lot of men are not happy today because they can't be men where they're at. Maybe their job, their family, their relationship specifically. And part of being a man is leading, especially your woman, your household, the children, your head of household. So I believe that it's leading the woman they get satisfaction from, not serving them. Because serving is like an obligation and stuff like that. And the way I look at it is like, if a lot, like, ask these simps if, like, because a lot of them are fake, but ask them on the low, and maybe they'll tell you the truth, right? Maybe not you, but people. Ask these simps who are pandering to women, because that's kind of like serving. Ask them if they want to do that, because they have a goal, right? What do you think their goal is?
To get in their pants.
Yeah, so they have a goal, right? Do you think they just want to skip to get there, or they want to go through the process? Cause he right, like, he's serving. He's like pandering. You know what I'm saying? To get there. Do you think he gets satisfaction from doing that to get his ultimate goal? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, he must if he's doing it. If that's what he does.
I don't think so. I think he's just doing what he gotta do to get to his end goal. Fake it till you make it. That's what he's doing. So you think he cares about that? When he's with his boys, he tells them the truth. Bro, I don't really want to do this shit. I mean, whatever though. Getting sex though. Soon it's coming. I'm getting sex tonight.
Not yet,
At least I'm not on the couch. At least I'm not on the couch tonight. She ain't locked me out. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they get satisfaction from leading women. That's what I think, because it puts them in that gender role frame. And it's like, when a man can really be a man, that's when he's the happiest. I'm speaking from like Ancestry. When you get back into your DNA, we're not the happiest when we're like doing all these things for women. We're happiest when we're building stuff. If it's for women, it's a benefit. It's like a bonus. But we're happy when we build stuff. Like, I built that amplifier myself. I'm not saying I did it. I'm just speaking hypothetical.
Yeah.
I built that amplifier myself. I built that tripod. I built this microphone. Man, that's an accomplishment. That's so great. I'm building my family. I'm building my empire. Building and creating is what the nature of the man. That's what he does. That's when he's the happiest. So it's like a woman coming in and following that program. I'm leading her and she's allowing me to lead. I'm happy there because she's going to be submissive. Men don't want to say this today because they don't want to talk about their feelings and they don't want to be vulnerable. But I'm happy when a woman of mine is 100% submissive. She gets my heart. There's a vibration in my heart that responds to the vibrations of submission. I'll tell a woman straight up, if we connect in, but you want to be a feminist and I see some connection, we could hang out probably, but understand it's not going to go far because you refuse to be this. Then it's like a situation where she's fighting it. She's lying. She's saying she's submissive. She's not. I'm not going to be present there. And now you're not going to see me give you things because that's part of my love. It go hand in hand. The more submissive she is, the happier I'm going to be. So that's leading. I believe men are happy leading women because they're able to be men. They're in their submission and I'm happy. I'm not happy when I'm serving because that means I got to lower myself. You know what I'm saying? There's a boss there. I got to lower myself. I'm not going to be the boss here. So why am I going to be happy? I'm not happy when it's equal. I'm not happy doing equality. Like, I'm going to sulk and there's mad dudes that are unhappy.
Yeah.
Because they're in those situations, but they're not going to talk about it. Because as most men, we just keep going. We got to provide. We got to get the bag. We don't have time to talk about it, especially a black guy. We don't got time to talk about it. We just got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you the truth. Why does masculinity determine men as providers?
Well, I think of like the caveman era. You know what I mean? Like, they're the ones who had to go. Let's go. get your spears. We're gonna hunt down a saber-toothed tiger, or we're gonna hunt down something to kill to bring back to the cave. That's what I think of. Like they were, they had to do that. They had to go out there and literally put their lives on the line to feed the whole clan. So that's when I hear the word masculine, I just that's what I see, like a man that's stepping into that very masculine role.
Yeah, ancestry. Whether it's through biblical times, it's indoctrinated in you, embedded in your subconscious, social constructs, social conditioning, the country and maybe laws that are requiring it. But to me, right, I don't believe that it determines a man or puts you in a masculine frame as your provider. Because like you said in the last show, single moms, they got no choice. So is she a man?
No,
technically she's not a man. So I'm being technical with this. So that's number one. Number two, this is very important. So pay attention. Like everybody. A woman can be the leader in the dynamic or family or household, but the man's a provider. That's crazy. So the woman, like the girls could still grow up to be feminists, still grow up on the pole, because they're clearly seeing authority in the woman, not the man. He just brings the bag. He just brings the money. But he don't make decisions. It's actually never wait till your father gets home. That's how it was in my household. I did some, mommy wouldn't like try to like even go through that. I'm like, yo, this kid is gonna drive me crazy. Okay, wait till Poppy gets home. And that was like scary. So in a way, it's like there's not even that. There's not, oh, wait till your father gets home. It's go ask your father. Did you ask your father before you came to me? There's no that. She's not even allowing the kid to know that he's the authoritative figure. Why are you trying to swindle me? I heard him say no. She's reversing it. It's not a team. She's breaking the team. And we gonna get into the do you love your spouse episode. It's coming over the child. It's coming. So she's breaking the team. She's not sticking with the man that helped her get those kids. And I'm not gonna really get into it because I want to go in for that. So with that, she's even putting the kids at odds with him, to even be embedded in her subconscious for them to see like, oh, well, dad works all day and that's all he did. But my mom was the one that said stuff. She's the one that said we could go out. She's the one that said we had to come in. She's the one that said no dessert before dinner or the meal. She's the one that did. Not your father gets the last say. You see the difference? So does masculine determine men if they're providers? No, because he's clearly not the man in the household. He's not the head of the house or the man of the house. You see, technically he is, but like figuratively he's not.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's not. So it's that's even building trauma for the children when they grow up and when they navigate into the dating world, who they find.
That's true.
So that's a scenario where it's like the man is not the leader. The woman is. She's also the decision maker, all this stuff, whatever. We're going to do this with the kids. No. He said no, but I'm going to say yes. He just brings the money. He just provides that home. He just provides that house. He just provides that structure. He don't even provide discipline and law, because remember, she's the leader. So she says this is law in the house.
Right. She does the punishments. And all
that. Oh, you don't have to wait for your dad to get home. I'm going to take care of you. And then when he gets home, it's like this. Like, I know if I had a wife and we had a son, I would tell her specifically, don't ever lay a hand on him. So he could believe women could do that. Wait for me to come home and discipline. Tell him, wait for your dad to get home. It's going to be severe. And I'm going to teach him a lesson. Not like people think it's going to be abuse or whatever. No. Like my dad had me sit in rice. Yeah, he had me kneel in rice. Like, yeah, he hit me and stuff like that with it. But I don't believe in doing that. Like, you're going to build a masochist kid. I believe in doing other things
That
for
makes
discipline.
sense,
Yeah, you're going to do some push-ups. When your body hurt, you know that you ain't going to be doing that no more. You're going to do other stuff. I'm taking the tablet away.
Yep.
I'm making you read the whole Bible now. Making you read that whole thing. Where'd you get up to? Like, I'm in playing discipline. Now I'm making you read my second book, The Importance of Discipline. So you can learn some structure.
Yeah.
Yeah, teach you discipline in life, because this is what's going to help you in life. Navigate and control your emotions.
Yep. That's true. That's so important.
So now, in that structure, like, that's how I would lead my household. I would never have her discipline them. If you want to discipline the daughter, okay, but even she got to know that I got to discipline her more severe, because she got to see the difference.
More severe.
Yeah, same thing with what I was doing with the dude, the boy.
Son. The dude.
You gotta, like, because if they're gonna see that the mom is like that, they go out into the world thinking that they could be the same way. Or he gets a woman who's dominant, and she is the dominator in that dynamic. It, like, parents fuck up kids.
No, you have no idea.
Or they don't. It's no middle ground. It's no middle ground. So even kids, we could say, oh, well, if they grew up with two parents, they should be good. Let's be technical. That's it? Just a period? Expound. If they grow up with two parents and they're in their divinity or their core, then they'll be successful. Not if they grow up with two parents, because the mom could be a feminist. Like this scenario, she's the leader, but he's the provider. They're still going to grow up fucked up. Maybe not fucked up like the woman who grew up without a father or the man, but they're still going to be fucked up. They're not that far behind from them. Do you believe a traditional masculine man comes from biblical times and a feminine or modern man comes from today's era and non-biblical times? We had this already.
Yeah, I do believe that it comes from biblical times.
So I don't believe so.
Why not? I know you're going to say,
why
but
not?
Why not? Yeah.
So, there's a acronym BC.
Before Christ?
Yeah. So, I believe that just the evolution of man, but you got to understand, most traditional guys believe in God. Okay. So I could see it, but I don't believe that is the staple. Like, that is the answer. So yeah, it could be, but I don't believe that is where they learned that from. And feminine or modern men come from today's or non-biblical times. I think modern, let me see, in a feminine or modern man. I think a feminine or modern man comes from today's era and non-biblical times. But you got to understand, like, I don't believe that as well, because it depends on their circumstance of where they are. Like, the feminine guy could have had the mom that was dominant, two parents. The feminine guy could have had only the mom there. So it's his circumstance, not really today's era or non-biblical times, because we're in today's era.
Right.
Have you adjusted to modern?
Have I adjusted to modern?
Yeah. The lifestyle. Okay, me, she's taking time. Me, no, I haven't adjusted to modern. I'm strictly traditional and I'm stubborn with it. So I'm not gonna change, because these niggas want to TikTok videos now where they shaking their ass like girls. You're not gonna see me doing that, because that could get me mad views. I believe a man don't dance like that. So no, I don't believe it, because that's what I'm saying. Technically speaking, I don't believe feminine or modern guys come from today's era or non-biblical time. It comes down to their circumstance that built that, because I'm still alive.
Right. I said it from biblical times because like how you said that it's like tradition, it's passed down.
Yeah.
So that's why I said it. So it's like generational. It's passed down from biblical times. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That's why I said it like that.
Yeah, because if it was non-biblical times, like, these guys would be masculine, because they would be studying the caveman era, ancient Egyptians and stuff of that nature, before Christ, before the Bible. Like, they would be studying that and get more into their divinity and not be feminine. We're saying these guys are created because this was not present. or today's era.
See,
Social media didn't just make these guys. It's their circumstance and then growing into that. So they was already feminine, right? So that's why they don't have integrity to do the TikTok videos.
see, I just think when people say biblical times, I just associate everything in the past, like Egyptians and all that's biblical times because it's so far away. That's how I saw it, because I feel like, ancient Egyptians and all that, they were, although, a lot of times men used to put eyeliner. You know what I'm saying? It was meant as for a different reason. But they were, even though they had that, they were still very, authoritative and very masculine. Back then, they had no choice. Okay. Even if you're not religious, can it come from ancestry, knowledge of self, or not? No knowledge of self. When you say can it, what are we talking about? Can what come?
So it's a follow up.
Oh, to the top one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, even if you're not, because I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. So can it come from ancestry? I think so. I think everything is passed down from ancestry. And knowledge of self definitely helps with that. You don't know yourself, you don't know nothing. Like, no, you can't tell, you can't give person, what you're really thinking if you don't even know yourself.
So if someone believes that a traditional man or woman comes from biblical times, even if you're not religious, can it come from ancestry? Yeah, it can.
It's in your DNA.
Knowledge of self, too. No knowledge of self. Like, you can't get it from not knowing yourself and where you come from in your DNA. Exactly. So it has to be two. Ancestry, and then it lumps in with knowledge of self. So can they get there and be there? If they know it comes from ancestry, researching, doing their ancestry, their family tree, knowing where they come from, knowledge of self, that's the only way. But they can't just have no knowledge of self and then just adopt these traits.
Definitely not.
Why would most men not care if their woman had sexual relations with another woman, or lesbian or bi-curious phase, but have an issue with another woman having sexual relations with another man? This was the premiere.
Why would most men not care? I think most men wouldn't care because there's no competition. To a woman, she can't penetrate. I mean, I guess she can if they put a strap on or something like that, but she doesn't bring, a man knows, well, she's not going to bring what I can bring in the bedroom. So I feel like they don't care because in their eyes, there's no competition. They got the same stuff. But with another man, I think it's more than just a sexual relationship. Like, you're letting that, if you're letting him, first of all, for him to even get in between the woman's legs, there had to be intimate conversation going on. You know what I mean? So you already letting him into your mind. This is what I think a man is saying. You let him into your mind, and now you're letting him into your body, and that those were supposed to be reserved for me or for him. That's why I think. Yeah.
So I chose what I chose on episode 167, so they could go back.
No way.
I'm just gonna repeat the same thing.
Can you cut it down and just get to no 167 people.
Let me see. With another man. Yeah, I said competition before you said it now. Then back in that episode, you agreed with me. You said I was gonna say that too.
This memory, unbelievable.
I said competition. There's none. And then I remember I talked about manhandle.
Oh yes.
The reason why it's called
not woman handle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never heard a woman
exactly
handling a man. Never heard that. So this is like, oh, she's playing with her, whatever. They would be turned on. They would want to join. But if he's heterosexual, like, why would he want another man? Like, I'm not gay.
Oh, like if they decided on a threesome?
Yeah. So even if some guys didn't find out about it and then did, they wouldn't be upset like she's violating stuff. But I mentioned I'm a dom, so it would upset me because of the actual principle not knowing, or even asking me permission too. So, but most regular guys, who live more of a conventional dynamic, they they wouldn't care. It would turn them on. It would actually turn them on more knowing that their woman is not boring or whatnot. But it's like, I don't care for that. Like, it's gonna raise an eyebrow to me, thinking that you fiend for that, especially after me. You still fiend for that? Like, you drove the Ferrari. Like, why? What? You're telling me you want a Honda now? Like, why would you do that? Why would you start eating filet mignon when you dreamt about eating filet mignon? You dreamt about that. You read it in books. You saw it in Times Square, but you never really had the money to buy. Now that you do, and you could get within close proximity, and it makes your taste buds feel good. You're telling me you're going back to like cheeseburgers and stuff? Like, it doesn't make sense. So but other guys would, oh wow, she has this in her, she's not boring or whatever. Like, sometimes there's dudes that shame women for not being interesting, and they carry that trauma.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, for me, I'm the opposite. Like, I'm so different from a lot of guys today. Like, I actually like rubbing my palms together. Like, God damn, where have you been all my life? I'm going to teach her so many things. Yes. Versus it's like,
that's a smart way of thinking.
She's already like, oh, Kevin came on here and said the same thing.
That's
I could take you places you've never been to, these trips. Like, it's I feel like it's a man, like a traditional man thing, like a manly man thing to want to do, where it's like a turn off if you do. So most men wouldn't care, but there's like a small percentage who would. You know what I'm saying? Because he's still looking at it as the same way, like you're cheating. So it's bi-curious phase and stuff of that nature. You can have it as long as I'm involved. Or maybe I knew about it and maybe I didn't want to be involved, but I knew about it. You know what I'm saying? So there's like,
you want to be in the loop.
There's stipulations. Because I'll still leave her if like another dude. It's uncommon for them too, but I'll leave her. I'll walk away from her. We're broken up. You're a single woman now. You're free to do what you want to do. Like, for like not telling me, going against that, I said no. And then I found out about it. Like, it's a lot, but it depends. Sex is still energy. So definitely. Like I said in that show, what if that woman gets territorial and possessive? Like, it doesn't make sense for me to battle a woman. Like, she gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna battle you in war of words. Like, I'm not gonna win there, so I'm gonna stay quiet. Like, I've been like this since I was like 22. You know what I'm saying? We don't win in that regard. But
excuse me.
In other stuff, taking things away, oh yeah, I could do that way more than you could do that for me. I'm gonna take things away you like a punishment of a child. You know what I'm saying? With the with the parent. I could do that stuff and stuff of that nature. But
I think that's the best way to do it instead of getting physical.
Why is it heard that a man must be in his masculine to get a woman in her feminine? This is big. And then we're going to do our final thoughts. Why is it a woman should be in her feminine and the man could be in his masculine? So it's the same thing. Why is it that a man has to be in his masculine to get a woman in her feminine? And why is it that a woman should be in her feminine and the man could be in his masculine? So I've heard this out there. That's why I'm asking it.
Oh, okay. I was confused with the question. Why isn't it if a woman not be in her feminine, but the man can be in his masculine? Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I was confused.
So like, to break it down, I could be feminine, but he gotta be in his masculine for me to do that. Like, he gotta bring that out of me.
Yeah.
I need a man to put me in my place.
Do you want me to answer that?
Well, I'm just breaking it down in layman's terms for them. Like, why is it heard that a man must be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that it's wrong, first of all, to think like that. But I think that when women say a man has to be in his masculine to get her in her feminine, I feel like kind of like what we had a topic and we had a caller, and she had said with one of the other questions, in order to feel safe, she's not gonna be. Oh wait, that was submissive. I don't know, because that's weird. I mean, a woman should be, in her feminine. Like that's where we live. That's our superpower. That's where we get all of our, our abilities as a woman. So why wouldn't you want to be in the feminine? I don't know. This one kind of stumped me. A man has to be in his masculine to get a woman in her feminine. I guess he pulls it out of her. I'm gonna go with that, because if she's in her masculine and she meets a more masculine man, he's gonna, her what's in her is gonna want to come out, and what's in her is to be feminine.
Yeah. So maybe do you get this? You want me to explain?
I was confusing the word feminine with submissive.
Okay.
But explain it for them, because
do you get it though?
Yeah.
The two. Okay. So just to explain to them, the first statement is weird, and then I'm saying the second statement, like, why isn't it like this?
For a woman, right?
Yeah, you get it?
Yeah.
So why is it heard that a man must be in his masculine to get a woman in his feminine? But it isn't, or maybe it should be, a woman should be in her feminine and the man could be in his masculine. You know what I believe? It's because lack of accountability. We're running from it.
Oh, yeah.
That's
definitely.
what I believe. That's why it's heard. You like, well, why are you single, girl? Because dudes can't handle me. Why? I mean, I need a man to put me in my place.
Yeah,
that sounds like somebody that's running from accountability versus, well, I'm working on myself. I'm working on my femininity to attract the right one. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm saying in the second part, why isn't that she should already be there for him to be in his masculine? Because most dudes are going to be scared to approach, because they're thinking, well, society is saying you're abusive to your woman if you don't let her lead, if you don't let it equal, you're a bad man, you're not right, you're toxic, you're controlling. So a lot of dudes are scared to be in their masculine, navigating through the dating market. So why is it that the women don't already come like that so he could feel already comfortable to provide that without getting shame? Well, why are you opening my door?
I mean,
it's how I was raised. I could open my own door. I'm strong and independent. Don't do that. Oh shit, I ain't gonna do this anymore. You see?
Yeah.
But this is not me. I'm a gangster.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a gangster. What's wrong with you? Listen, I've been in that situation. Sat her down at the restaurant, sat right next to her. I don't do the across the table shit. Listen, you gonna rock with me? Then this is what it's gonna do. I don't know who you dealt with before. I said this in episode 84 and 85, BDSM 108. They could go back, part 1 and 2. I don't know who you dealt with before, but this is how it's gonna rock here. She was like, okay. Because she's used to running dudes.
Yeah.
So in that circumstance, but I'm not saying every dude approach like that.
No, they don't.
The average dude who wants to be that and is telling him he's backing down now. Well, maybe out of spite and to be like passive aggressive, to be spiteful. Well, now I'm not gonna do it. Fuck her. I'm not gonna do it. You see what I'm saying? So in a way, like, why is it heard? Because it's heard men making women avoid accountability and women that are saying this, not trying to take it. So the woman that's saying I'm hard to deal with, I need to be put in my place, is running away from accountability.
For future references too.
Yeah. Or what else do they say? What else have you heard?
About what he has to put him.
Like these are specific women saying that, not all of them.
Yeah, no, not all of them.
What else are they saying? Because they're putting
too much for men. I've heard that too.
Yeah, they're putting a lot of it on the guys. Oh, there ain't no good men today.
No, you can't handle me then.
But she's not. She's leaving out, I got some dark tendencies. dark desires. I want the bad boy who has a little bit of a good man. She don't want to say that for shame. But there ain't no good men today. They don't provide and protect. They're not masculine.
They're insecure.
Yeah, whenever a woman comes out and says that, she's snitching on herself to let you know what type of character she has. Because if it's just like a man that says all women today are whores, guys, just play with them. That lets you know that he lacks authority. Like he can't ever go into his potential relationships and state boundaries. He expects the woman to just know certain things. He's lazy. Because his speech would be different.
Yep.
His speech would be different. You know, he would be able to differentiate. Yo, I dated these type of women and I didn't last there. It was like the first date and that was it. Maybe even if she was those things, it's just like a job interview. I'll never find out. Because what she told me is what I'm running away from. So we ain't never going to connect due to that. So I never wasted my time there. I never entertained. I never tried to see, well, maybe she'll adjust. These are women I dated, and this is how it was. You see, so it goes down to, it lets you know that what type of people they're dating.
Yeah.
Oh, there ain't no good men out there. Oh, she's probably dated scammers. Maybe she likes that a little bit. There's no men who are in their feminine. Oh, so she dated a lot of masculine guys. That's pretty much what she's saying because she fiends for that. Like I'm reading in depth. You're saying words, but I'm reading in depth.
Yep.
You know, so it's like I believe the woman should already be there because she's built to attract. She's the vessel for that type of opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Divinity is just going to radiate out and it's going to bring the right type of man to you. Just like I said in the last show. Or was it here? No,
it was the last one.
It was here.
Oh.
Right? Where I said, maybe it was the last one. Well, I said traditional women, the last one. Traditional women have a specific type. And it's the way they dress, the friends they're around, how they speak, how they carry themselves, the energy. So if it's a bad guy, like if she can feel that energy, she runs away from him. Like she don't even like entertain. If he's approaching her that way, maybe it's through DM or even in public, she runs. Nice to meet you. Maybe she's like nice because she don't want to get essayed or whatever. You know, because she don't know, right? Yeah. But she's like, I'm running away. That's not my type of guy. Like she don't versus, oh, that was kind of attractive. And then now you're, you know what? Let me give him my number. Let me try something different.
Yeah.
It comes down to accountability. The women that are saying this and the men that are saying this, I'll reiterate, the men are making women avoid accountability and the women are avoiding accountability for themselves.
Yep. I agree with
Where
that.
it's like, he must be in his masculine to get me in my feminine. That's pretty much you're saying he got to be a man for me to be a woman. That's embarrassing to say because if we're technical out here, I'm going to be like, oh, so when you go to the restroom, you stand up like I do? You stand up like I do? You don't have a menstrual cycle? Like you know what I'm saying? Like so I'm going to just assume being technical. So wait a minute. So if he's in his masculine and you know I'm so in love with this guy. He's in his masculine. I'm going to start sitting down when I go to the restroom now.
You know what I think? I think it's a lot of women, they don't know that it attracts men. You know what I mean? Being soft, being feminine. You know, you're now is I'm starting to see I'm in my soft girl era. You've read that on IG, people saying that? I don't think they know that. And I think that a lot of women...
men and women are making a difference.
Yeah. And I think that a lot of women... not coincide. They lump it together, femininity and submissiveness. And I think that in this day and age, that is seen as a weakness. You know, women see it as a weakness. If I'm too soft, he's gonna run all over me. But it's the opposite. They if you're in your feminine, right, and you are embracing that, and everything that brings, you're not going to be pushing that man away. You're going to be his piece. He's going to want to come to you.
What you're saying is true, though. If she is feminine, he's gonna run all over her. It comes down to trust.
Exactly. Yes.
It comes down to trust. Like
But it's like
you
you're
have to
saying.
dissect and use proper discernment when you're vetting your partner or the potential mate. Because look, if she knows I'm a masculine man, right? Why would she try to bring that energy with me that she was bringing to the guy that was less? Like, the woman's gonna be able to decipher, right?
Not always.
Without even knowing these terms and all these, she's gonna be able to decipher, because she's gonna be like, oh, he's different. Like, that other guy was able to get everything, run him, call him a bitch, and he just took it. But this guy, if I do, maybe he won't smack me around. Other dudes might. Maybe he won't smack me around, but he don't show me that he's taking that, because he is repelled by me. He's taking things away. He's punishing me.
Yeah, but we're
In that
talking about
regard,
men
he's
like
not.
you.
He's not taking me out because we were supposed to go out. But he's not now, because he's like, yo, your behavior doesn't constitute this reward. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, okay, so now she's knowing, oh, I can't bring that here. She might try because she's used to it. Oh, now I can't bring that here. You know what I'm saying? So now she's gonna like navigate in that relationship different. She's not gonna be thinking, well, you know what? You know, I'm gonna be able to keep this aggression and hood and stuff, and he's gonna like that, because he's clearly showing he doesn't. The woman will see. The woman will see from the guy's actions and consistency if he likes it or not. And if he isn't consistent, she's gonna know, oh yeah, he wants a little edge. He wants a little edge. So he wants me to talk back a little bit, foreplay. He wants a little edge, because she's gonna witness that when she does do it, she gets away with it.
I think that's a woman that maybe already has that femininity, coming out, because I don't think that a lot of women.
No, she's not.
That.
She's not.
Will do that.
She's not feminine.
And I also.
What do you mean she has that femininity coming out?
Because, okay.
Like,
so
it's leaving her body?
No, she's coming into it. Maybe something clicked in her, a girlfriend, a podcast. Gotta plug that in.
Where she
now is like, maybe this is the way to go. Because a woman who is not won't know how to, pick a man, because she's not in her divinity. She's not in her core. So she's not going to see the red flags. You know what I'm saying?
Most females, I'll say, who dress a certain way, act a certain way, talk like nigga, this, and deep voices and all that shit, and wear Timbs and all that, and talk like a man, do what a man do. Their mindset, their friends, guys like me don't approach them.
No, definitely
they won't
not.
get them automatically. They're not aware of that. The woman, like, I'm gonna break it down for you. Let's say I go to the bar. This is a perfect example. Let's say I go to the bar. I'm gonna make you answer it for me so you could help them out. I go to the bar, maybe it's a club, whatever, your imagination, right? I'm the artist. I'm gonna paint you the perfect picture. You ready?
I'm ready.
I walk into the bar. There's a couple of girls that are on the dance floor. They're twerking, they're inebriated. Don't shake your head yet. I'm not done.
I'm you. I'm turning away from them.
Oh, okay. They're twerking, they're whatever, they're clearly inebriated, and whatever it is, flirting with different guys, whatever. Maybe not even flirting with different guys, twerking. They're the center of attention. There's some other girls who are sitting by the bar. Maybe together, maybe by themselves. Maybe there's one woman. I'll say woman. I don't date girls. Woman who's sitting by the bar, right? And, maybe she's 28. Maybe she's 35. Maybe she's 32. Maybe she's 40, right? And she's sitting by the bar, dressed right, not with no cleavage. If she moved a little bit, her nipple popping out. She dressed right. She don't dress like a skeezer or whatever it is, hoochie. She's just quiet. She's sitting at the bar having her, not no Corona. That's masculine. She's having wine. That's feminine. She's having maybe a martini. Not no beer. She's sipping on her shit slowly. She's sipping, no Henny. She's sipping on it slow. Which one I'm approaching?
That one.
Why? Why don't I approach the other one? Because isn't that easy access? They're already. I'm right by the door. I see them.
Because you're not into easy access. You want something with substance.
But why am I not into easy access?
That's
though?
too much. They're having too much attention on them. She's not behaving right, and she's certainly not dressed right. That woman is. Yeah, I've been your business partner for a minute, so I know that woman is reserved. She's dressed the way you would like, and she's everything about her is screaming femininity.
So what I'm gonna help her out, piggybacking off that, is what I'm doing because I'm in my divinity. Y'all don't have to believe it. This is coming from the ancestors and God. I'm studying energy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm studying that there's two different energies there. Guess what type of energy I'm feeling at the woman at the bar? You might not be able to get it. I'll be shocked if you do.
Oh, me?
Mm-hmm.
What energy? Submissive.
Okay, you're right, but there's another term I'm looking for.
Feminine.
There's one more.
Divine.
Okay, I'll answer it. I thought you could get it.
Damn.
It's hard. I'm seeing calm energy there.
Oh, calm. Mm-hmm.
So if I'm seeing calm, if I'm seeing calm energy there, let me talk into the mic. If I'm seeing calm energy there, most likely 90. No. I was gonna say 99. 100% chance that's peace there.
That's true.
What type of energy am I seeing on the dance floor?
Chaotic.
Mm-hmm. Chaos.
All over the place.
All over the place. That's going to be a headache, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would I put myself through that?
You wouldn't.
So I'm reading energy too when I'm stepping to the room. As a Scorpio, a dominant too, I'm scanning the whole fucking room. The woman don't need to talk first. I'm feeling her energy prior to her speech.
Yeah.
So I know where I'm going to. So I'm trying to help the ladies. Why am I meeting these type of guys? Easy. How you dress. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
How you put out. See, queen energy grabs king energy.
Yep.
And queen
without even trying.
Queen energy, yeah. Queen energy doesn't mean, oh, I got my bag, I'm independent, I make my own money, I run my own business. No. Queen energy is energy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
How you carry yourself.
Yeah, it's energy. It's divine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's galactic.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? So even if we're not in tune with spirituality because we're spirits in flesh, the man feels it. The woman feels it. Yeah. That's why we talked about the last show. Is it authority or masculine? He could be masculine, but he don't have authority. She senses it a mile away, like a wolf.
Definitely.
A wolf that smells authority a mile away. Mm-hmm. Well, not authority, but I smell prey. I'm attacking.
Yeah. Weakness.
Mm-hmm.
Like dogs.
Yeah. So the woman is the same.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying women are wolves or dogs. I'm just using that analogy to make you understand. Like they could smell it.
Yeah.
They could pick up on it quicker than a man.
Mm-hmm.
So reality is like I'm studying energy. And when I see that, trust me, she not going to be able. Some people could be like, well, she could be putting up a front. Yo, this is the most environment where you could be anybody.
That's true.
And in on social media, you could be anybody and escape. The club, you could wear a mask and be whatever you want to be for that one night and leave.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a man at home. I met them too. Oh, I got a man. Oh, is that a ring on your finger? Yeah. Where your husband at? Oh, he at home with the kids. Wow, he let you come out? Like, and I say this to them. Oh, he let you come out? Oh, why wouldn't he? Now I'm over like, oh, snap. So in that moment, right? In that moment, she didn't even approach me. Or when I approached her, she didn't even say, I'm married, da-da-da. She started like engaging with me and talk. It's because I'm observant. I seen that. She didn't mention it. If I didn't mention it, she wasn't going to mention it. So because she's there, she's trying to be something different for the night.
Yeah.
So in a way, people could be like, oh, discipline, you naive. That girl could be putting her front. Yo, there's a lot of situations that's going to make her snitch on herself.
Oh, yeah.
I'll still take the chance because I'll vet. I ain't gonna fuck her on the first night.
Mm-hmm.
I'll still vet her. So maybe if she was wearing a mask, trust me, I'll figure it out. She's not gonna be able to hide too long.
Nope.
So, but that is the environment where you could be any way. And she's drinking liquid courage.
Yeah.
Liquid courage is when a lot of these women and dudes get to be confident. And maybe that's why they're twerking in the thing. But those chicks probably go to church every Sunday. Huh?
Mm-hmm. We had a show like that too. Back in the days.
Pastors, daughters.
Yep.
Never know.
You never know.
Right? You never know. So in a way, it's like vetting is paramount. Trusting and knowing who to trust. Respect everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I say that. Respect everybody. Come with respect. If that's in you, respect everybody. But trust not a lot of people. Use your proper discernment.
Yeah.
Pick and choose. That's a valuable asset to have. It's a valuable skill to know who to trust
100%.
and bring them in your circle because energy is infectious.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I mean. So it's all about the discernment. So a lot of times these women don't know what they're bringing, or these dudes don't know what they're bringing. What are you doing? If all I did was hang out in the club, all I'm meeting is modern chicks. And modern chicks are kind of synonymous with hoes. So all I'm meeting are that. Why am I complaining about them?
Yeah.
Now, all women are this because they're acting a certain way, playing. That's where you're going. You're not going to the library. Have you ever been? When was the last time you was there? When was the last time you was in a Barnes and Noble? I'm not saying that, like, do that. But yo, if she a hoe, trust me, she ain't gonna be spending her time there.
Yeah. Not every week, at least.
She ain't gonna spend her time there at all because she's on that high. What's the next high? Bungee jumping, doing this, let's take trips all the time. She's used to the high. She gotta get the high. Because remember, if she was on her fucking spree, but now she's not, that's a high. So now she gotta get something else to fill that void. That's a high.
Yep.
So she's always on a high. When you get in a relationship with her, it's gonna be a problem. We haven't gone out in 3 weeks. Wait a minute, we both work. Whenever we have off and I have off with you, I spend all day with you. I'm just saying hypothetical. I'm not saying I went into this, but I'm speaking hypothetical. Right. Maybe somebody went through this. Wait, I spend all day with you. We talk all the time. How you talking about we ain't talk? We FaceTimed, even if we didn't see each other for the whole week. What? Let's be technical here. Well, wait a minute, we don't go out? Don't you want to be inside? You said, wait a minute, I don't. You see? It's because it's not you. It's them, the guy or the girl.
Mm-hmm. And what they're lacking in themselves.
Because they're looking for that high still.
Yep.
So if you're getting what you're really not satisfied with, it's because you're grabbing that. It's gravitating towards you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, based off how you're speaking, your mindset, your ideologies, how you think about relationships, how you dress, where you are, places you go, friends you're associated with,
yep.
and how you are online. That's very important.
Mm-hmm.
How you are online.
Definitely. Don't
judge me, book by a cover, da-da-da. But look what she's doing. How she is online is paramount. That's the first thing. That's the first thing. I always said when I meet a woman and I'm interested, I'm going to get her social media to see how she interacts when she feels like nobody's looking.
Can I ask you a question? The next time, because I know that you say you have a lot of women that like go into your DMs and they send pictures and all that stuff. The next time that you're interacting with a woman like that, can you ask her, if you don't want people to judge you, for the things that you put online, then why do you put them online? Like, have you ever asked a woman that?
Yeah.
What do they say?
They say because it's just Instagram or whatever. It's not like don't take it too seriously. They've shirked accountability and shamed me. Oh, you're too serious. Like why? Men like this stuff. I sent you a booty picture. Like I'll shame them and
and they try to turn it on
then
you?
If they know that who I am, they'll hit me with like sir. Like I hate that. Sir or daddy. And then they'll proposition something for me to like cuff
Take
them.
The bait. Yeah.
Cuff them. Oh, I want to be your sub or whatever. And then first and foremost, like like I don't I don't turn them down right away. I educate them. I make them feel bad about themselves. So when they like the next like we had a show where I was
Yeah.
sending a voice note. They need to go back to that about how I was saying to a woman on in DM.
Okay.
So I don't remember what episode, but what happens is I'll be like, "Oh, miss, I'm a stranger." Like, wow, if you feel discomfortable to show uh, a part of you that a man should be valuing in the private setting, that's wild. Like, why would I trust you? So now I make him feel bad. And then I'm like, yo, I'm a stranger. And then you're calling me a most prominent, subjective prize name like daddy that should be bestowed upon you to give given permission to address. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you're calling everybody, like, do you call everybody this now? So now that's strike two. So like now I'm going more in depth, like, you know, like if your father saw your Instagram, would he be proud? If your parents saw your Instagram, would they be proud? Your mom or whatever it is. If they have a child, boom, I found out about that. Because most likely if they sent me that picture, even if it looks nice, because I'm heterosexual, right? I'm not gay. It looks nice. Now I'm gonna click on her page to look to see if her page is open. If her page is not open, I'm not gonna even waste time to try to request her. I'm just gonna talk to DM because, like, for some reason, maybe there's a toxic part about me, right? For some reason, I just can't ignore that. I'm gonna be like, yo, you ain't getting away with that. I'm gonna let you have it. Not like that, but let you have it verbally. Not like give it to you, like give my body to you. No, I'm gonna let you have it because, like, maybe you do this all the time and dudes don't say nothing. Let me be that one guy, even if you think I'm weird, to say something, because I'm telling you right now, there's a lack of daddy energy and granddaddy energy. And women want to say, well, we're not a child or whatever. No, you're taking it too far. Relax.
You're being technical.
Yeah, relax. It's daddy energy. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you're going to call him that. Even if it's sex, he hitting it right. So don't call him that at all. At some point, it's going to happen. So that's what I mean. I don't literally mean he's your father.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's your protector, provider,
right.
Stuff that needs your teacher, leader. That's what a daddy does. So in that regard, like, I'm educating that woman of what she's doing, sending her a long ass fucking paragraph. She right off the bat, she know I'm different. A real dom, because instantly, to be honest, right? And I said this, I went to Music Vibes back in 2019. I had an interview and I said this, and there was some feminists on the board. Maybe it's in my reel, in my page. They were shocked when they heard that I said that I'm looking at that as disrespect. They were shocked, but it's true. I'm looking at it as disrespect. God damn, I don't get the decency of you getting to know me. Hello, how are you doing? What is your name? Wow, you just hit the booty pic and stuff like that and said take me. So I don't even get that respect of you trying to get to know me. Maybe some people will be like, oh, that's feminine. That's not like a manly man. Like a manly man gonna smash everything moving. No, that's subjective. That's not true. That's not true.
Nope.
So regardless, I'm looking at it like every woman I'm engaging with, even if you think I ain't gonna marry her, every woman I'm engaging with is turning into a relationship because it's what I know. I don't do meaningless stuff. So if it looked nice, yeah, maybe it got my attention, but I'm like, God damn, now it's also turning me off because I'm like, it looks nice visually as male nature, but when I go into my God mode, I'm like, it's a turn off because you're willing to do this right off the bat to a stranger. So if you was to tell me the next sentence, I don't normally do this, girl, you normally do this.
You are a liar. Yep, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that should be like private. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when I see these like fake internet subs and stuff. Oh, my daddy punished me. And then you see her ass red. Like, whoa, he allowed that? He's questionable. These are 50 Shades of Grey people. I get it. Y'all watch the movie. Y'all saw y'all got a little kink when you was young. Now that a movie's out, you feel comfortable to bring it out.
Yeah, they didn't even read the book. They just read,
You know
they
what
just
I'm
saw the
saying?
movie.
Oh, so now that's what it is. So now that's what you believe that's what that is.
Yeah.
And the man's allowing it. He believed that's what it is because it's an ego, right? I want dudes to know what I did. So it's an ego. It's a stroke. Reality is you put her at risk, especially if she put her location. Reality is
That's bad.
you're not possessive like a dom should be. You're not territorial because every man can see that. I did a BDSM shoot a couple of years ago. When her ass was on there, I put like an emoji on it.
Oh, like a heart?
Like a heart, so nobody could really see because I'm territorial.
Mm.
But the real thing, I was able to see it, but everybody else can't.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand that there's levels of principle with this. So people might not be able to be in tune with energy, but as we're spirit in flesh, you could feel it. That's why I told you when I walk into the room, and a guy don't need to be like me. He'll be able to differentiate. The simp will gravitate towards the women on the
and try to dance with them
in the dance floor.
Mm-hmm.
Now, dancing with them is not wrong. This dude trying to build something after that. Like wait a minute, whoa, bro, gotta pull him, dude. Yo, you came here with us. You leaving with us, bro? Just dance. You ain't here to get married. What's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
You okay? Like it's okay if you want to grind on that or whatever, but it's just it's the atmosphere. Like we all having fun and stuff like that. It's the atmosphere. But don't fucking talk to her after the song's over. Let's go. That's how he should think, but he getting emotional. He getting emotional. Oh my God, this was so great. Let me find out what her name is. Let me buy her a couple of drinks. Let me get her number. Let me take her out. Let me build a relationship. Oh, so your wifey, you met at the club shaking her ass. That's crazy.
You know how many guys are like that? Even
That's
worse,
crazy.
they get with the neighborhood chicks.
Yeah. Principle, man. I'm telling you, it really comes down
It
to
saves your life.
It really comes down to energy. So how are we attracting energy?
Yep.
You know,
I say that all
the
the
energy
time.
that you're putting out there is what it is. The woman don't need to be somewhere. You could see when she walks out if she's aggressive, if she's masculine, if she's a certain way, how she dresses, what it is, how she even walks. Does she walk feminine, or she's like a man walk? Tight yoga pants. You could see all her print and her shape. She's going out in public like that. Like very masculine, but they don't know, right? Men do, even if it's subconscious. Men do, because even if we're straying away from tradition, mainly women are, men are not. They're coming back. They're coming back. So because they are the gatekeepers to the relationship and the commitment, and that's a traditional thing. So they're coming back.
Yeah, they are.
You know, even though women, I make money now, strong, independent, you can't tell me. The men are coming back. So it's all about how you carry yourself and what you want to put out there and be real is what you're gonna get. I'm not gonna say, you know what, Suhe, I'm gonna get my wife now. I'm getting my wife tomorrow, and say that I'm gonna go to the club to see if I get it. I'm going to talk to every chick in the club to see if I'm going to get it. That's stupid.
Yep.
That's dumb. Yeah, I'll find it. I'll find it. Process of elimination. If I talk to 10 girls, 4, that's 40%. 40%. 4 will say yes. But will that be like quality? You know what I'm saying? Like, will that be quality? Like, is that really going to be real?
Right.
So I could get it technically, but is it going to make me happy? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it comes down to. So if you want what you want, you got to act according to that. I coach women all the time, and they will say, well, how do I get this? How do I get that? You want a king? Act like a queen now. You want a future husband? You want, that's not somebody else's, and you don't want to be poly, right? You don't want to be poly. Let's be technical, because they'll send you somebody that belongs to somebody else. Right? Yep. You want a guy that wants to be a husband or yours, wife, whatever. If you want a good man, if you want to be a housewife, you got to start practicing that now. The future is now. That's what I tell them. The future is now. Your past, whatever it went, try to scratch it. Try to scratch it. But if you can live this now to where you are, like maybe cut from dating, but if you could live this now straight from where you are now, even during the triggers, because that's what's going to be the test to make you go back, then God's going to eventually say, I believe. I believe. Like walking in faith without sight, like you don't see him, but you believe. God's not going to be like, I believe you. And now I'm going to give you what you want because this is what you did. You put in the work.
Yep.
Ain't nobody getting rewards without the work. There ain't no shortcuts with that.
Nope.
So it's all about consistency. We had a show like that.
Yeah.
I think episode 10, season 1, consistency, discipline, and confidence.
Amazing.
Season 10. Episode 10, season 1.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's all about those things. You got to have the confidence to willing to do it. You got to have the consistency to sustain it. And then you got to have the discipline during the heartbreaks, during the triggers, and all that.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that's it.
That's it.
All right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you were tuned into one of the most raw, uncut, unapologetic, real, no holds barred, passionate, and intense, the most unheralded, the disruptors of the status quo, stimulating conversations after dark. Buckle your mental seatbelts because it's going to be a psychological roller coaster. Only on the Discipline Therapy Podcast. Peace.